Right, John, this is now the second part of your test. For this part of the test, we're going to assume that my name is Mark and that I have a test coming up in approximately 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd like you to give me a lesson on pedestrian crossings, in particular the routines we're going to use with pedestrian crossings and how to differentiate between them, and also on the use of signals, in particular relating to the timing of signals.
Okay, yeah.
I'll direct you on a route that's suitable for the exercise we're going to carry out. Whilst we're driving, I'd like you also to correct any other faults that you might see. I'm now going to give you a moment just to think about what you would like to do, and then we'll go into roll. Okay. Would you like to ask me any questions at this stage?
Are you familiar with the controls of the car?
I am familiar with this car, yes.
No, I'll be alright.
So when you're ready, give yourself a moment and we'll start.
Okay. Hello there, Mark. I'm your instructor for today's lesson.
Okay.
Your regular instructor cannot be with us. However, he's left me a note that we're going to deal with pedestrian crossings and the use of signals.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now, I understand that you're not too sure about the differentiation between the different crossings.
It's spotting them as we come up to them, I'm not very sure.
Right, I see. And also timing of signals, is that another area that we need to look
He did
at?
mention that, yes.
Okay then. I'm just going to ask you one or two questions before we start the lesson. If we're driving down the road and we come up to a crossing, what's that formula that you're going to put into place?
I think that mirror signal, position, speed and look.
That's the one, that's good. If you approach a crossing and you've got the zigzags, what are the zigzag lines for?
You're not allowed to park on them or overtake on them, I think.
Okay, that sounds pretty good on the crossings, on the knowledge of those. Let's just have a quick word about signals now. If, for example, we drive off down this road and we were to take a left at the crossroads, for example, that's going to be the second road on the left.
Yes.
Okay, so when do you think you'd need to put the signal on?
Well, from what you've said, I suppose as I go past that first junction on the left there.
And what would be the dangers of putting that signal on too soon? What might people think?
They could think I'm going down the first
So
turning.
it could be misleading, couldn't it?
Right, yeah.
So we have to bear that in mind when we put a signal on.
Okay.
Okay. If we drive away from here, this moment now, would you need to put a signal on, do you think?
Probably not, because I don't think anyone would see it now.
Nobody's going to benefit, are they?
Right, yeah.
So these are the kind of things that we have to take into account when we're out on the road driving. Okay?
Right, yeah.
So if you'd like to run through your safety checks, prepare yourself ready to drive off. Sounds like you've got a bit of a general knowledge, basic knowledge, and we're just got to put that to the test now in the lesson ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So if you'd just like to carry out your safety checks for me, Mark, and then we'll get going.
Okay. I think they're all okay now.
Okay. Right. When you're ready, we'll drive away when it's safe to do so.
Okay.
So do you think anybody's going to benefit from a signal now, Mark?
I think there's a car there, so I should signal, yes.
Okay.
At the crossroads, we'll turn left.
Okay, Mark, we're going to take the second road on the left. Just remember what we said about the signalling, the timing.
Yeah, we've gone past that one now.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. When we get to the end of this road, we're going to be turning left, and then at the mini roundabout, turning right.
Okay. So at the end of this road, Mark, I'd like you to turn left, and then at the mini roundabout, we're going to be turning right.
I signal to come off this roundabout?
Yes, if you've got time there, Mark.
Alright.
Why is it important we give signals when we can?
If someone's going to benefit and it helps someone, I suppose I should signal.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Now, if you look well down the road, really right down the road there, can you see those traffic lights well ahead of you?
Just about, yes.
What do you think that traffic light is there for? What do you think it might be?
I suppose it could be a pedestrian crossing.
It could be, couldn't it? If we get a bit closer, we'll soon find out. So, as you're approaching this crossing, Mark, what's the first thing that you're going to be needing to do?
I suppose I need to check my mirror
Yeah, why do you need to do that?
to see if there's how far the car behind me is.
And where else do you need to be looking, Mark?
Around the crossing if there's any pedestrians.
That's good, that's good. You see the car in front, what signal is he giving out there?
Oh, he had his brake lights on.
He did, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I thought he was slowing down.
So he's telling us he's slowing down there.
Okay. At the end of the road at the major junction, we're going to be turning left.
Now, if you look down the road, Mark, you can see another set of traffic lights.
Mm-hmm.
And at that junction there, we're going to be turning left.
Okay.
You've got a lane designated for turning left. Do you feel you need to put a signal on?
Well, I didn't think so because of the arrows.
Well, I put one on, Mark.
Oh, right.
Who do you think's going to benefit from that signal now?
I suppose that pedestrian in front of us.
Yes, well, she may not be a car driver, so she's going to benefit, definitely.
Right.
Just establish a bit of eye contact with her, make sure
she is
she's not
staying
gonna
there.
cross. That's
Yeah.
good, well done, well done.
Should I signal to come back over?
Well, you need to check your mirrors and yes, give a signal to let people know. Tell people what you're going to do. You're a bit late with that signal, Mark.
Okay.
Tell people what you're going to do, not what you're already doing.
Right, yes.
If we look at the bus ahead, what signal do you think he might give us shortly?
He could be pulling over.
He could do. And what could we anticipate? What dangers could we anticipate then?
Perhaps pedestrians.
Could be people
Walking
getting
out
off the bus, couldn't they? Yes, yeah. So how are you going to deal with moving over lanes here?
Just thinking briefly.
Okay. What do you think that car in front's doing there?
He was reversing. Is that a pedestrian crossing?
It is. That's a combination crossing. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's deal
All
with the bus. What do you think the bus might do?
He might move away.
He might do. There's no signal come on there, so that was okay.
Yeah.
Let's just deal with this crossing that's coming up, Mark.
Okay.
Do you know what type of crossing that is? What type of pedestrian crossing it is?
There's a red man on it, but I'm not very sure.
Well, it's a puffing crossing, and it's got the scanners on the top there.
Okay.
So following that crossing, can you tell me what this crossing is ahead?
Even from this distance, I can see the red man, so I know that's a puffing crossing.
Okay.
If I check my mirror,
That's
there's
good.
no
That's
pedestrians there.
good. That's good. You dealt with that one well, Mark. And again, looking well down the road, we've got some more traffic lights.
Oh, they're changing.
They just changed red.
The lights
Are you
will
going to deal
turn
with
right.
that pedestrian there?
I'll just slow down a little bit.
When are you putting that signal on?
Just as I go past that.
That's
bit
good,
of
that's
opening
good.
there.
Now, a little while ago, we came across a combination crossing.
Okay.
That's a crossing that's incorporated at the major junction, and you've got another one here.
All right, with the yellow boxes.
Can you
on
see the
traffic
boxes?
lights.
That's good,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
See it coming.
That's it, well done, well done.
We'll follow the road ahead.
check there, Mark. So looking down the road, you've got a lot of parked cars here. What can we anticipate being in and around this area?
So there's lots of shops, so lots of pedestrians.
And what will pedestrians need to cross the road?
I suppose pedestrian crossing.
Can you see one at all?
Yeah.
And how are you going to deal with it, Mark? Tell me what you're doing as you're coming up to it.
I'm checking my mirror.
Okay.
I'm slowing down a bit. Oh, there is some pedestrians by the
So
side of it.
what do you think those lights are going to do, possibly?
They could change.
So why is it important to slow down?
There, they've changed.
So why is it important not to accelerate up to a crossing, Mark?
In case it does change just as you get up there. Well, this is one of them puffing ones again, isn't it?
Yes, that's good. So what are you not going to see at this set of traffic lights that you'll see at other crossings?
There's no flashing amber on that one.
That's correct. And if it was flashing amber, Mark, what type of crossing would it be?
A pelican one.
It would, yes.
At the major junction, we're going to be turning left.
Okay, at the traffic light junction ahead, Mark, I want you to turn left. And that was a good mirror check there.
Right.
Okay, you've got another crossing ahead of you, Mark. I'm going to let you have a go at this one on your own, see how you deal with it.
Right. We're going to be turning left.
Okay.
The traffic lights.
I want you to take the second road on the left, this being the first. That was good. So what sign can you see a vehicle giving ahead of you?
He's braking and he's signalling. Just turning
That's
off.
good. So we're starting to look a lot further down the road ahead now, aren't we?
Right, yeah. Further ahead at the roundabout, we're going to turn right to the third exit.
Okay. At the roundabout ahead, I want you to turn right. It's the third exit. When will you put your signal on to exit the roundabout, Mark?
As I'm going past the second exit, so that's the second.
So just cancel it there. That's it. Well
Yeah.
done.
We're going to follow the road ahead, keeping in the right-hand lane.
At this roundabout, we're following the road ahead and exiting the right-hand lane.
Signal to come over there.
I'll let you deal with this crossing on your own again.
Check my mirror.
That's good.
There is somebody waiting. So the lights might change. Now I can go through, I think.
That's good. Well done. What do you think this car in front's going to do?
Might change lane.
He hasn't given a signal, has he, there? So we just have to be careful.
We're going to follow the road around to the left.
Okay. So we're just going to follow this road round to the left, Mark. What does this sign on the left, the triangular sign with the pedestrian on it, mean?
Oh, there is a crossing coming up. There is a zebra here.
That's well identified. What's the fella on the left going to do, do you
He's
think?
going to use the crossing.
When do you know it's safe to pull away from here?
When there's no one going to use the crossing. Can I go now?
She's cleared the crossing, yeah.
Right. Right, I wasn't sure if I had to wait till the far side, you see.
No, it's two individual crossings there.
Okay. When we get down to the roundabout, we're going to turn left the first exit.
From the roundabout, we're turning left, first exit. Roundabout, we're going to be turning left, first exit. exit. Why shouldn't you park like this car's parked here, Mark?
He's obscuring that view of those pedestrians on that side.
He is, isn't it? That was good, the way you slowed down then.
Right,
Gave you
yeah.
more chance to see them and them to see
made me
you.
a little bit wary of that.
Well done. How are you going to deal with this, Mark?
Check my mirrors carefully. I'm going to signal to come back over to the left lane because that one goes into the car park.
Okay.
Well, that taxi's moving out.
Okay.
I think I'll let him out there. The barge in front of you.
Well seen.
We're going to follow the road around to the left.
Following the road round to the left. How are you going to deal with this crossing, Mark? What's the fella on the right going to be doing?
He's getting close to the middle, so I think I better stop there.
That's it, well done. Is it safe to go?
Yeah. When we get down to the roundabout, we're going to be turning right, the fourth exit.
Okay. This roundabout we're going to be turning right. It's the fourth exit. Tell me when you're going to put the signal on then for...
As I go past the third, it's the second. So that's the third.
That's it, well done. What can you anticipate being around this corner, Mark?
There's lots of shops and everything else. There's a pedestrian crossing there.
There is.
Am I allowed to overtake the cyclist on the zigzags?
Is it safe to do so?
I suppose if he's quite slow moving and I can see. Yeah, I think I can go there now.
Okay, well done, that's good. Well done.
At the roundabout, we're going to be turning left.
So at the roundabout, we're going to be turning left, and it's the first exit. Okay. Okay.
We are going to be taking the road off to the left.
We're taking this first slip road off to the left, Mark.
Should I signal?
Yes. Yeah. Why do you need to signal here, do you think?
I suppose it just emphasises it to people what I'm actually intending to do.
That's correct, well done.
At the next set of traffic lights, we're going to be turning left.
The traffic light junction ahead, we're going to be turning left. Okay, just slow down, Mark. What are the dangers of going too fast there up to the lights?
I suppose if they're on green, I might not see them changing till the last second, or if there's any pedestrians trying to cross.
Why is it important to check your left door mirror now? How are you dealing with these pedestrians, Mark?
They're waiting there. Follow the road ahead.
So on the left hand side, Mark, there's a red triangular sign with patrol written underneath it. What does that mean?
Well, it could be a school crossing patrol.
Okay.
She's not around. So
you dealing with the signal that that car's giving ahead of you?
Check my mirror and slow down. See the crossing's changed.
That's it, well done.
Should I let him across?
No, don't wave him across, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
What are the dangers of doing that? What
I
might...
suppose if he doesn't look at what the other cars are doing, could cause a problem.
That's correct. You could wave him into oncoming vehicles, couldn't you?
Right, I see what you mean. I've not thought of that one. At the traffic lights, we're going to be turning right.
At the traffic light junction, Mark, I want you to turn right. So it's another type of combination crossing here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. He's stopping. There is a pedestrian there, but they don't look like they're crossing.
No, they can't establish eye contact, they're looking the other way.
Yeah.
Again, we've got another warning sign ahead, and that's telling us what, Mark?
School crossing patrol. And there is a pedestrian crossing there.
So what's an appropriate speed to go up to this crossing?
There's somebody about to come up to it, so they might use it. Oh, they've gone past it now.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
did.
if you keep that speed...
Oh, he's overtaking me on the zigzags.
Is it?
Yeah.
So come off your gas a moment then. Just allow him to get by. Wasn't it clever, was it?
I slowed down on the zigzags because I thought that pedestrian was going to...
Well, that's good
Press the button a
anticipation.
little
That's
bit.
good anticipation, that.
We're following the road ahead.
Okay.
Suppose I could have sounded my horn at her then, really, because she was a bit bad, weren't she? When you passed me there.
Well, we don't really want to do anything like that, do we, Mark? We don't want to be aggressive with the driving in any way. Because why do you use your horn?
Well, I suppose it's just a warning that I'm there, really.
Right. So how are you dealing with this bus? What's it going to do?
He's pulling over. I think I'm going to wait there because there's cars coming that way.
Good to signal to you.
Should I signal to go past the bus?
What did that van do then? Did you see it?
These pedestrians are walking.
Did you see what the van did then to you?
He flashed his headlights.
What does that mean? Just cancel your signal, Mark.
Uh,
What are the dangers of signalling too soon then?
they could think I was turning into there.
That's correct.
He flashed his headlights at me.
Yeah. So what?
I know it's meant as a warning, but I did see him pull over, so I thought I could go then.
Right. Okay. So we have to make sure that it is safe before we go, don't we? That was good.
Right. I have to go slow for these speed bumps.
You do. Why do you think they're here? Why do you think you've got speed bumps along this road?
Well, there's a school crossing patrol sign there as well.
What's the speed limit in this area as well?
Oh, 20.
Why do you think that speed limit's been brought down?
I suppose because it's near a school as well. There could be children crossing.
Yeah, it's quite built up, isn't it? And
Yeah.
as you say, there could be children about.
At the mini roundabout, we'll take the second exit.
There's a mini roundabout. We'll take the second exit.
Just tell him.
Done.
Okay, John, if you'd like to pull me over somewhere convenient on the left.
You can pull up somewhere convenient on the left, Mark.
Okay.
You need to put a signal on, do you think?
There is a car coming up that way, yes. I think it will.
Okay. Well done, that's good. Well done, Mark. I think you've shown some definite signs of improvement there. Just a little recap. If you remember the incident where the car overtook us on the crossing, what are the dangers of being overtaken or overtaking on the approach to a pedestrian crossing?
But to be honest, I don't think that woman could have really seen what was happening on the crossing. If there was someone on the left of us, she wouldn't have seen them, so it would have been quite dangerous.
It would have been, wouldn't it, really? Just take you back to the different types of crossings. Who can use a toucan crossing?
Oh, that's the toucan, so it's the pedestrians and the cyclists.
That's correct. And if you came up to what type of crossing would you come up to if you got the flashing amber light?
That's the pelican crossing.
And what does the flashing amber light mean to you, the driver?
I can drive on as long as it's safe to do so. The pedestrians are clear of the crossing.
That's good, that's very good. Just final question on signals. If we've got a pedestrian at a crossing waiting to cross, they're obviously not going to see the brake lights. What signal could we give to them to let them know that we're slowing down?
I could use the one of the arm signals, that up and down movement, so I'm slowing down.
Very good. And very finally, signals within the car. What does this signal mean here, this button here, if you were to press that?
It's the hazard lights.
When would you use them?
So if I'm broken down or causing an obstruction.
Very good, Mark. Have you got any questions?
How do you think I'll do on my test?
Well, I think if you carry on improving in the same way as you have done today, I think you're going to stand a very good chance.
Okay, thank you, John. That's the end of your Part 3 test now. If you'll just give me a few moments, I'll do some marking and I'll come back to you with the result.
Okay, thank you.